All right, y'all. Last year, Tennessee Titans surprised everybody, trade away a top 5 wide receiver in A.J. Brown, bring in Traylon Burks in the first round, and got everybody wondering, what are the Tennessee Titans going to do at receiver? Last year was horrible. A.J. Brown by himself had more receiving yards than the entire Tennessee Titan roster combined. Robert Woods is out of the picture. Nick Westbrook leaves and comes back. So let's take a look into it. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. We're about to get into it. 7th round draft pick Colton Dowell, 3 undrafted free agents, Kearis Jackson out of Georgia, Trayshawn Harrison from Oregon State, and then you got Jacob Copeland from Maryland. Let's see which one of these guys is going to step up and be that number 2 option or that explosive playmaker on the outside the Tennessee Titans so desperately need. All right, so I'm going to use Madden football to help build this roster, to look at what Rand Carthon has done with the Tennessee Titans roster in 2023, the upcoming season. Let's look at the offensive line first. Let's address the offense as a whole before we get right into those undrafted free agents. Andre Dillard comes in from the Eagles. Peter Skoronski is your first round pick. Aaron Brewer, who's beefed up, look like he's weighing about 290 and looking stronger than ever, is going to move in to play center. Brunskill comes over from the 49ers to play right guard, where Nate Davis moves on from the Bears, and NPF, our right tackle from last year from Ohio State. The line looks solid. Let's look into the depth behind it. Dylan Radins, Jamarco Jones, Corey Levin, Ruse, who doesn't have a car, and Jalen Duncan, the late draft pick this year. That looks way more solid than what we had at offensive line last year. Chig Okonkwo, the breakout star, looks great at the podium. Says he's taking control of the tight ends room this year. Trevon Wesco, a blocking tight end that we brought in. And then you're going to have Josh Wiley, the vertical threat tight end that came in this year's draft, that's going to fill that. Of course, these guys don't have cards yet, but wide receiver 1 is Traylon Burks. Wide receiver in the slot right now, I think Chris Moore, a guy who, if he would have played on the Tennessee Titans, probably is your leading receiver receptions and yardage, outgaining Robert Woods. And then Nick Westbrook coming back after testing the market for $1 million. Got Racey McMath behind that. Kyle Phillips playing in the slot. And that's the question left. Which one of these guys is going to step up in this position that could potentially be the 2? Nick Westbrook, a quality depth level guy. We definitely need somebody that is a more vertical threat than Nick Westbrook to play this 2. Racey McMath could be that person, but he hasn't shown that he could be healthy. That's where we want to see where any of those 4 guys can come in. Of course, you got King Henry right here. Hassan Haskins, a draft pick last year, and Tajay Spears will be here. And then you have Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis, and Will Levis. Probably only going to travel 2 quarterbacks. We yet to see if they're going to move Tannehill, and Levis and Malik Willis will fight it out, but that's yet to be seen. Tennessee Titans normally don't run a fullback on game day. More than likely we'll go with a 4th tight end right now. I would think that would be Raider, unless they pick up somebody else. But this is the offense that they've saved a lot of money on the offensive line, saved money at tight end. I think they have upgraded at every position that we could possibly upgrade it, except for receiver. So let's talk about these undrafted free agents that we have. Okay, so we all heard Ryan Tannehill stand at the podium and say he doesn't have control over these types of decisions. That's left up to Rand and Mike. Speaking on the fact that we didn't take a wide receiver early, he thought we would take one a lot earlier than what we did. But nevertheless, these are the 4 guys who would be positioning to try to be that wide receiver 2 or that explosive playmaker in the Tennessee Titans offense that has been so badly missing. Now you have Jacob Copeland out of Maryland, who is an athletic burner. You have Colton Dowell, who would be that tall 6'3", 4'4" speed on the outside, that prototypical 2 that the Tennessee Titans would need to be a starting wide receiver. You got Kearis Jackson out of Georgia, and then you have Trayshawn Harrison, who's another slot bubble screen. But if you think about listening to Chig Okonkwo at the podium saying that Tim Kelly's offense is completely new, it's fast, it's about getting the ball out, it's about outflanking, trying to get the playmakers out in space. These would be the typical type of guys that you would need in an offense like that. If you go back and check some of the guys' highlights, do your research on these guys. These are guys that are good, run after the catch, screen, great with the ball in their hands. And Dowell is that guy that's gonna get downfield and give you that one-on-one vertical threat. All we can do at this point is hope that it pans out. I hope that these guys get in camp and work hard and make the roster. I'm gonna throw out my hot take early. I'm gonna say that 2 of these guys make the roster, and I'm gonna say that maybe a guy like Racey McMath or Kyle Phillips or even Westbrook, who doesn't have much guaranteed, finds themselves on the practice squad. I say 2 of these 4 guys makes the active roster of 5 to 6 wide receivers come fall. Y'all tell me what y'all think about these guys. Do you think the Tennessee Titans can do anything else in the offseason? Can they make a trade for a name receiver? I don't think Rand and Mike are the type of guys coming in with the new regime that are going to spend a lot of money on a wide receiver in free agency. I just don't think they'll do it. I think they feel comfortable with what they got and they want to grow from within. Now, if one of these guys or 2 of these guys winds up being an active roster guy, the Tennessee Titans may have solved their problems without spending any money. And then next year, when Ryan Tannehill comes off the books, they will have a ton of money to go after any receiver that they wanted to go after. Corey Davis has been a name that's thrown out there. I'm not sure they'll bring him back for $10 million. Y'all let me know down in the comments which one of these guys you think are going to make the active roster, or if none of them are going to make it. I'm out.